Now on Asian Pop Radio, here's your Korean News Update. News and current affairs that matter to you.
I'm Chance Storland with your Korean News Update, brought to you by Korea FM in association with the Korea Observer and Asian Pop Radio. For more independent news and talk radio podcasts, subscribe in the iTunes Store with your favorite podcast application or visit koreafm.net. South Korea's Constitutional Court has unanimously upheld the impeachment of President Park Geun-hye, making her the country's first democratically elected leader to be removed from office. Park is the daughter of former South Korean dictator Park Geun-hye and also the nation's first female president. Yonhap reports the court's decision came after a 92-day leadership crisis and triggers an automatic presidential election to be held in 60 days. The ruling was announced live on television by the Constitutional Court's acting chief, who said the negative effects of the president's actions and their repercussions are grave, and the benefits to defending the Constitution by removing her from office are overwhelmingly large. Park was originally impeached by lawmakers on December 9th on charges of neglecting her duties during the 2014 Sewol ferry sinking that killed more than 300 people, including 250 high school students, and letting close friend Choi Soon-sil interfere in state affairs, including colluding with her to extort money from South Korean conglomerates. Judges of the court unanimously ruled to impeach Park, though did not rule in favor of all the charges against her, noting that the president's violations of the Constitution and the law amount to a betrayal of the people's trust and are grave actions that cannot be tolerated from the perspective of defending the Constitution. The former president's Liberty Korea Party has reportedly apologized to the nation and accepted the court's decision that strips Park's immunity from criminal prosecution over the actions she took as South Korea's president. During and after the live television announcement, pro- and anti-Park Geun-hye supporters rallied outside the Constitutional Court and other locations in Seoul, with hundreds of police officers and police buses deployed in the same fashion seen in previous months during mostly anti-Park rallies that drew millions to Seoul from across the country. As of the time of this recording, South Korean police have reported 2 pro-Park protesters have died from injuries sustained during demonstrations, with several others wounded. The Korea Expose reports that the ruling has opened a new chapter in South Korean political history, and for now, former conservative prosecutor Hwang Kyo-an will continue to occupy 2 positions as both acting president and prime minister. By March 20th, he must announce the date of a new presidential election that takes place within 60 days of the court's decision, with Hwang himself expected to declare his candidacy, with the caveat that he must resign from both positions at least 30 days before the vote. So far, main opposition Minju Party candidate Moon Jae-in is the favorite in the upcoming election, where the new president will begin a regular, one-time-only, 5-year term. The New York Times reports Moon Jae-in has said that a decade of applying sanctions on North Korea have failed to stop its nuclear weapons programs, noting that while sanctions are necessary, their goal should be to draw North Korea back to the negotiating table, and that Park Geun-hye's decision to allow the deployment of the American Terminal High Altitude Area Defense, or THAAD, has pulled his country into the dangerous and growing rivalry between Washington and Beijing. Moon's main opposition Minju Party has called for the suspension of the system's deployment that started earlier this week that has already led to trade, tourism, and political barriers between South Korea and China. Subscribe to the Korea FM Talk Radio and News Podcast in iTunes or your favorite podcasting app. And for more news, talk radio, and independent music from the Korean Peninsula, visit koreafm.net. I'm Chance Storland.